Hello, my name is Stephen Bobineau II, L number 20, 23, 15, 17. I'm coming to you from Thomas Middle School, and I'm going to do my participating video number 2. I'm going to look at standards number 14 for principal certification, which looks at learner-centered organization, leadership, and management. The principal is an educational leader who promotes the success of all students through leadership and management of the organization, operation, and resources for a safe, efficient, and effective learning environment at the campus level. The principal also understands values and is also able to use technology to enhance school management. Okay, the Standards 14 Participation video number 2 is going to look at interviewing the following school leadership personnel regarding the use of technology to manage their department. I'm going to be looking at maintenance with Mr. Darrell Henderson, food services with Ms. Sandra, transportation with Ms. Gonzalez, human resources with Ms. Barrera, PEAMS data looking with Ms. Velma Thomas, and our nurse, Mrs. Swear. What I plan to do is look at the opportunities that are provided by these individuals. In my interview, I hope to reflect upon, to describe the use of technology in each of these departments and how they use that technology to enhance their departmental management. I also like to talk about how what I learned about technology and how it enhances school management in each of these departments, as well as the overall improvement and what improvement could be utilized. Also, what strengths that I find with these technological tools. Additionally, one of the main reasons why I chose this particular video is to gain a better understanding of these 6 main departments and how they affect the school and the running of the school and to help the operation of the school. Also, while interviewing these individuals, I hope to gain more understanding of how each of these individual departments affect the school and the school environment, as well as the district on a whole, how the information is used, how it's the data is categorized, how the data gives money to the school, how it can be used to gain data. Also, I'd like to gain a better understanding of what kind of technology is being used, the programs that are being used, what are the department's particular objectives and how to efficiently and effectively use these different technologies, as well as the strengths of these technologies, and also to find out if there's any additional technologies that can be utilized by our campus that we're currently not using. All of this we're about to embark upon and find out momentarily. Hold on and enjoy. Here we go. Okay, I'm here with my first department, Ms. Swear, with the nursing department. She's going to tell me about her duties and how she used technology in her department for school personnel. So, Ms. Swear, how are you today?
I'm doing fine.
Okay, good. I have a couple of questions for you. What type of technology do you use here on a normal, everyday basis?
Well, sometimes I may have to take a blood pressure, which is a blood pressure machine right here. And sometimes I may have to use a thermometer, and it's also digital. And sometimes I have to go to the computer and I log in everything that I do. And the reason why I do that is because
Okay, we're back. We had to take a pause for a brief medical emergency. Glad we have a nurse here on staff to handle that. Here's a question. Question about department objectives and how do you effectively and efficiently monitor all of the students that come in, especially the students that you serve here. You were telling me about ESHARS. Well,
yes.
What exactly is that?
ESHARS, and this is the book. I'm just going to read it from you, Mr. Bobineau, because that way we'll get it better. Okay, read that without my glasses. ESHARS is a child's eligibility for Medicaid services. So basically what this is about is whenever I do any service on a child, if I feed the child, I keep a log. They call this a medication log. So this is what we used to do in the olden days when I was a young lady. But now technology makes us hooked up to everyone. Not only does not only is this information in a book, but now it's also in this computer here. And it's going to go to the federal government. The federal government will get my information that I fed Daniel, that I gave him medicine, or whatever I did for a child that's Medicaid eligible. The school will get paid. And so it goes straight to the federal government. And they pay the school, I don't know how, but they give them services. And this is in this book, and I just go in every day. And like I said, I write it here, and I do it in a computer.
Wow. Well, Ms. Well, that was going to go into my next question. How does this technology facilitate effective learning and student services? And you just told me that by entering in your data, it allows the school to get federal aid.
Yes, sir.
To order more adaptive services for the children. Could you go ahead and get a picture of some of the things, the adaptive toys? Not the student. Okay. The wheelchairs.
And I can show him some adaptive toys that the teacher uses. Come on here. That little thing there. It's a talking. Turn it off for a second. Look, here it goes. See, this is actually adaptive. We turn it on. See, it was already on. But a child that cannot verbalize, okay, can you get it? A child that cannot verbalize but actually has cognitive abilities can touch this. We'll ask a question. Are you hungry? What do you want to eat? They'll touch this and it'll say juice. Right now the battery is just not working. We don't have a battery. It'll say juice. We'll say, are you hungry? Tell us what's wrong. They do pictures. You can take the pictures out, and this allows the child to actually communicate with the teacher and with anyone. Now, Daniel, some children are not able to do it. They have to have the cognitive abilities to touch and to understand that question. So this is one of them I know. Basically, all the other ones are kind of toys. Let me see. Would this be a adaptive? Mm-hmm. You push this, and she asks them, what sound is this? What is this? You know, she'll ask the children. And she'll tell them, this is a cat. And a cat says meow. Mm-hmm. Sometimes the teacher will sing to them also. And they kind of understand better. I don't know if that's technology, but they understand better when she sings. So this is some technology too. Oh, we have another one. This dog, she asks them, see, right now the dog is snoring. So when we push one of these, it tells, he'll come out. He comes out, he looks at the child, and we push one of these and it gives the child a game to play. Wake up. I'm not familiar with it, but it'll actually say, push a C. Here it goes. See? And so the children will, and so the teacher will push E. And then she can ask the children, push a E. See? See if they don't do it correct. See, the dog is telling them what to do. Okay, so let's find an E. T came up.
He just showed you.
See, I don't know how to program it, but this is the program that she uses. Let me stop.
Okay, so obviously, when the student makes an incorrect choice after so many times, it will give the correct choice of the letter here. Yes. Very interesting piece of technology. Very interesting piece of technology. Okay. Well, last question I'd like to ask you, Nurse Ware. What are some of the strengths and weaknesses that you think may be inside of your department with nursing, as far as technology is concerned?
Well, as far as technology is concerned, I don't think we have any weaknesses. I love all of the technology that has to do with health and medical services. So I'd like to show you, first of all, this thermometer. Because we had a very bad disease, an epidemic of Ebola some time back, they developed this, and they already had it, but they gave it to us at HISD. They already use this probably in a hospital and other places, but this enables me to take a temperature. I don't have to touch the child. The child does not have to have a thermometer in their mouth. I don't have to raise their arm, and they don't have to sit still. I can quickly just scan them and take the temperature. It also takes the room temperature, and it takes the surface temperature. Right now, I'd like to show you this blood pressure cuff. When I was a little girl, and they may still do it, we would have to take people's blood pressure and actually pump it up with our hands. Now I put this cuff around someone's arm, and I just simply push this button, and it tells about a blood pressure. So let me see if I have any more technology. I guess that's it.
All right. Well, that's where I want to thank you very much for your time and your service. You've been a great help to me in answering these questions for my program. Again, thank you, Nurse Leah. Thank you very much.
I'm sorry.
Okay, I'm now in the cafeteria talking to the food services manager, Miss Sandra Hernandez. How you doing, Miss Sandra?
I'm doing good, sir.
Good. Well, one of the things we're going to talk about with Miss Sandra is how does she use technology here in the food services to better service our students on a day-to-day basis. So, Miss Sandra, what kind of technology do you use in your department?
We use a POS, that means a point of service, so we can put in the student's name in the system.
Okay.
Once the students is in the system, it goes directly to my computer.
Okay.
So I can do my production records for the end of the day.
Okay. Now let me ask you a question about your production records. Those production records, does that help the school get any type of money? Does that work with the budget?
Yes, sir. Once it's put in the computer, I do the production. I do my numbers. I work with my numbers production. Once it's in, I send it in, and then that's where all the state.
Okay.
So from there, they check the numbers. It has to be correct. Has to be matched, everything for them. For HISD,
okay,
would be reimbursed.
Oh, okay.
The meals,
Okay, so the meals. So you order the meals, and then you have to have a certain count of the students.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. All the students that are in the computer system are students.
That's the point.
Once I do my paperwork, it goes directly to their system.
Okay. Well, let me ask you. So in other words, you need to be very proficient, very knowledgeable of nutrition services in order to make sure that the school gets all of their funding.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now I see you have 2 books. Could you tell me a little bit about these books?
Yes, this is the Red Book, Manager's Red Book.
Okay.
This contains, we have to put all the temperatures every day, we have to put all the menus.
Okay.
And we have to put temperatures before we take it out from the freezer.
Okay.
When it's cooked, we have to log in the temperature, and when it's on hold, and when it's in line. It's like 5 steps that we have to do.
Now let me ask you a question. What if something happens wrong in one of those steps? Maybe the temperature is off.
If the temperature is off, out of it's like out of the zone.
Okay.
So we have to reheat it.
Okay.
Take it back until it goes to 165.
Okay.
So that's a corrective action.
I see. Okay. And okay. So what else is in that book?
Logs, reference. And all the, like for example, this is the daily meal serve tracking.
Okay.
So we have to do it daily for breakfast and for lunch.
Okay.
So then we have to do the total labor and the meals put in per hour.
And then you have to log that into the computer too?
No.
Okay, that one's not logged in. Okay.
This is not. So yeah, this is much. It's the daily red book that we have to do.
Okay.
I have to carry it over most of every time. Track of everything, what the ladies. We have to go in after, check them after they prep, they cook, and they home the food.
Okay.
track of everything. So,
Okay. So mainly,
this is the important.
Okay. And as far as technology is concerned, the main use of technology back here would be maybe the thermometer, the thermostat, just to make sure temperatures are regulated?
Yes.
Okay.
Every day, we also do that too. Collaborate at the end of the day, the thermometers, and check the temperatures at the end of the day too. More AM and PM.
Okay, so you have to make sure everything's calibrated.
Calibrated and right temperatures. If one of the raging coolers or refrigerator is out of the temperatures off, so I have to call in, help desk, do a ticket order,
Okay.
so they can come and fix that product for us. So that's the way it works when something is
Okay, cool. As far as technology is concerned, entering in these numbers gives all the services that the students need to help us as teachers in the classroom, because if these kids come hungry, they're not gonna learn very well. Okay.
So it is important for them to eat breakfast.
Okay. Well, hey, that's one point for nutrition. Always remember to eat your breakfast. Okay. Okay. And lunch. Okay. Well, last question about strengths and weaknesses in food services with technology. Is there anything that you wish that you guys had with technology, maybe to help you guys out more or make your job easier?
Well, it would be more easier to find something more faster way of putting the students like barcodes,
Okay.
students
Yeah. I remember.
scanning and then just automatically just
Okay, very good. Yeah, and I noticed that you have a scanner in the lunch line to scan the school IDs.
The school IDs, yes, it's much faster than
Entering in.
Yes.
Okay, and he definitely, me, I have fat fingers, so I'm always missing the wrong number or something and getting the wrong students.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow. Well, Miss Sandra, thank you very much. This has been actually very informative. I didn't know much about food services, but this definitely helped me to have a better understanding of how you guys in food services and nutrition help not only the students, but help the school work more effectively, help get funds, and keep us all in compliance with state and local laws.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Ms. Sandra. You have a great day. I hope I didn't disturb you.
Oh, no, sir. No,
And,
sir,
and
not at
are we
all.
going to have a good lunch tomorrow?
Yes, sir.
That's what I want to hear.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
sir.
Yes, ma'am.
You're welcome.
All right. Okay, now I'm about to interview our maintenance supervisor, Mr. Darrell Henderson. Mr. Henderson, thank you for taking the time out for me, sir. All right, now how long have you been working in the district? 29 years. Wow, that's a long time. How did you do it, man? How did you do 29 years?
Fairly easy, I have kids, get them kids, and I guess that's my purpose. So, then do it with my hands. So maintenance is, one of the things mostly I do around here.
Okay, so it's almost second nature. Okay. Ms. Henderson, I have a couple of questions for you to help me understand more about your job and how the maintenance, how you use technology with maintenance. The question is, what type of technology would you use on a daily basis here on campus?
Well, mostly a computer, they, everything now is computer bound, we get emails about different things, about, what they expect out of us, in the running of the day.
Okay.
And, now my air conditioning system is, through the computer. I have to program it for running of the day. I look at the weather channel. If it's tomorrow, I know being tomorrow it might be cloudy or whatever. I just, my AC system to that.
Wow, I mean, because I noticed that this being an older building, that we have a different setup than some of the newer buildings.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. Question like, what degree your workers here that under your supervision, how proficient must they be with technology?
Well, they have to, it used to be everything was writing, like I say, everything down. But if they want to take a day off, they have to get on the computer and, log it in. Or if they want to get a vacation, they have to log that in.
Okay.
If they need to leave early, they have to log that in. We check
far as technology goes, is there any type of objectives that you give your employees to make sure that technology is being used some sort of way throughout the day?
Well, yes, I have to do a building report at the end of the week.
Okay.
And say, that building report, it mostly put together my, what I did through the day, what
Okay.
they do through the day.
Okay.
And then,
So it's kind of like a daily log.
yes,
Okay.
daily log.
Okay, so basically, you being accountable for their hours and then what they do.
Yeah.
Okay, so in essence, you have to type in like a schedule of what everybody's responsibilities are,
Yeah.
and then you just check over to make sure that they've done it.
And then extra time with that. You know.
Okay, okay.
I work, I don't work for the school, I work through the school. I work for PSS, that's maintenance. That's HIV maintenance.
Really? Okay, so so that brings me to this question. Is Dr. Campbell, is she a supervisor, or she works in conjunction with your supervisor, or do you have a separate supervisor other than the building principal?
I have a separate supervisor. The principal is the supervisor on campus. Supervisor.
I see.
And then I have a manager, general manager, and supervisor that's over me.
Really?
And they kind of generate what we do or whatever. If they decide that, I'm needed at another campus, sometimes I go down to Worthing, go down to Woodson and help them with that. In this area, I'm the only third grade engineer in this area.
So they have different grades of maintenance engineering?
Yeah, yeah.
What is the highest, or what grade, the title would be the highest grade?
Third grade.
Third, okay, so basically you're the master technician.
Yeah, for this area right here. Running about 11 students, 6 of us right around
Okay.
this area inside.
Wow, now that's very impressive to say that HIV services more than 100 campuses, and to have you as a master tech, a master supervisor, a master tech on our campus. That says a lot about your service to the school. And with 29 years experience, you would expect someone to have that type of service or that type of grade under their belt. Wow. Well, let me ask the last question. You basically answered one question about how does technology facilitate what you and your workers do on a daily basis. You told me through that log that your supervisors put out and that you have to answer for and have a schedule built in. Well, let me ask this question. What kind of strengths or weaknesses do you see the building have, or maybe your department have through technology?
Well, technology, just as the kids, they everyday basis, it tells us we'll get more people if more enrollment with the kids.
Okay.
So they allow in how many kids we have, how many 5-year-olds we have.
Okay.
Everything is just logged in and telling us basically the computer. It's basically a computer. Some buildings like Worthing now and Sterling now, they'll though the on-site plant operator there, he'll be able to put the lights on and the air on with his telephone.
Really? Almost like with the smart technology with the home.
Yeah.
That's very interesting. So you don't have to be at the school at 5 a.m. to make sure the boiler is on. Now you can just click of a button with a certain app.
Yeah, that's right. So I went through the training to put the air and everything on the Thursday.
Okay. So will that technology be coming to Thomas soon, or is that basically in the newer schools or the schools that are getting rebuilt?
I see them in the next 2 years or so getting that quick here at this school because it's all around the crosshairs.
They have a new building.
Yeah, Caldwell with the old building there.
Okay.
Sterling and Worthing.
Okay, and both Sterling and Worthing are getting new buildings,
Yeah.
in the process of getting buildings built.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Mr. Henderson, you definitely answered my question as far as how technology plays a part in maintenance, and how a supervisor's role as an administrator would rely on you as a big part of running of the school in the day-to-day process. Without you, I know the classroom upstairs will be above 100 degrees. Running water, if we don't have running water, we can't serve hot lunches in the food in the cafeteria, as well as the comfort level in the gym with the new AC system.
Yes.
Ms. Henderson, again, I want to thank you for your help and your time, sir. You've been a very big help, and continue your service. Thank you, sir.
All right.
All right. Okay, I want to start this interview with Transportation and Human Resources with Ms. Petra Barrera. She's an administrative assistant, and has 20 years experience with the district. Right now, we're in a heated conversation with Transportation Department, Central Transportation Department. We have another late bus again for the fourth time this week, and we're trying to get that squared away. But while she's waiting to be on hold, let me ask her a couple of questions. First of all, Ms. Barrera, what type of technology do you use for each of your departments? I know one for human resources and the other for transportation.
Well, we use computers, HP computers, and we have a system for my job. I usually do SAP, which is a system that we use to order items for our school from the district, from vendors. Yes, ma'am. Who am I speaking with?
Here we go.
Cynthia, I've had issues with the bus for this is the fourth day with 1906 and 1903 or 1904 the backup bus. Yesterday the bus was 30 minutes late. The day before that also. So our parents are calling them. They're irate. They want to know where their kids are. No one from the bus barn has communicated to me or the principal, letting us know that the bus is extremely late or that you guys don't have a driver. There's no communication. There's lack of communication, and we have irate parents on our campus. On the phone call, we've had to give them you guys numbers so you guys can hear their side, because as a parent you must understand how concerned they are for their safety of their children, because they don't know where their kids are at. It's 4:30 and we still have these kids out here.
They're having the regular driver went by and picked up, and they just have an overload.
I was out there when the bus driver told them she will be right back, but it's 4:30. And when I called you guys just a minute ago, the lady told me it's 30 more minutes.
Well, I said 20 minutes or less, and now they're 5 minutes away from them.
Okay. So how long is this going to be going on? Because I need to let my principal know. Yesterday, the school support officer happened to be up here. I'm sorry, not yesterday. The day before that, he happened to be up here, and he asked my principal, has this been a problem? And we told him this has been more than a problem for our school all this year. We've had issues with these two bus routes, 1405 and 1906. We were promised 2 more buses for our school at the beginning of the year. That never happened. Mr. Wilcott never got back with me. Now we're having issues again with the buses, but there's no communication. If we even know what's going on as a school, so we can tell the parents, we get bombarded by all these phone calls and people cussing us out, complaining. I mean, you must understand that the parents they want to know where their babies are at.
I agree.
So how late and how often is this going to be going on?
Okay, hold on one second. Hold on.
Well, Ms. Brown, let me ask a question based upon that. Since this is a problem, is there any way that you say that technology could be used to help fix this problem?
Yes, it's communication by email. We're all in front of our computers every day doing something. If they would send me an email, I would have gotten it real quick. You know, Miss Campbell gets your email on the phone, on her phone. Me too. We nip this in the bud. If a parent calls me, I can tell the parent at least at 3:30. You know what? The bus is late. We can do a call out. We can do a call out right there and then. We can do a call out, and parents say they get that communication with the district. Yes, ma'am.
Let me get your number and then your name.
The phone is on night mode, so I'll give you my cell phone number. My cell phone number is 832.
Hold on, let me switch phones. Here, hold on.
Should there be a video? Her number.
Well, I have a question too. The buses, are there any type of GPS on the buses?
They do.
Okay, so if they had this type of GPS technology, then they should be able to track the buses more accurately and more efficiently. Would you agree?
Yes.
Thank you for holding. I had to switch because I couldn't hear. Okay, what's your cell phone?
My cell phone number is 83. Oh, I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
Like, for real, this is an everyday issue with this bus. 1906 and 1904. They're late every day. It's 4:30. I get off at 4:30. You think I want to sit here for 30 minutes?
No, and I agree. So obviously there's some kind of
There's miscommunication.
There's
There's lack of communication.
Okay, so that's the biggest problem you see so far with transportation, miscommunication. And the technology is available, right?
Yes, there is. I'm right here.
Okay, as well as there's GPS to track the bus to know exactly where they are. So there shouldn't be a problem as to
All
know.
they have to do is shoot me an email, call the school, Ms. Barrera, somebody from Thomas Middle School, just answer the phone. Hey, Ms. Gonzalez, the bus is running late. 1906 is running late. Let your kids know. We could do a call out. It takes me 2 minutes to do a call out. At the most.
Now, what is the call out? Now, what exactly is that?
School messenger is a call out for our parents. It's a communication between the school and parents.
And
Staff members.
How does that work?
You go in the system and you log in and you just type in your message, and basically it's like a group message, and you just communicate with parents. And you can tell them whatever you want. You can record it, or it can be an automated system saying it for you, or you can use your own voice.
And what's the name of the system called?
Messenger.
School Messenger. Okay. All right. So that's an interesting piece of technology to get the word out to parents about anything that's going on without having to make individual phone calls.
You can do it from the house. You can do it basically anywhere. You just log in the portal, and then there you go. Bam.
Wow. So technology that works effectively for that.
You don't have to be at work to do anything.
Wow. Okay. Well, that's.
I can do PeopleSoft at home. I can do SAP at home.
Okay. Now, switching to the human resource side, you said SAP. Now, what is SAP and what is PeopleSoft?
SAP is where we run our budget reports. The entire budget report.
Okay.
SAP is where you order items, where you order calculators, where I order keyboards, where I order printers, paper, anything. This is where we order from.
Now, I have a question. Speaking about orders, I see a credit card. What is it?
Oh, this is the district pro card.
Okay. Okay, the district card. Okay, so what kind of purchases can be made with the district card?
You can do store purchases for small amounts. The limit is $1,000 a day.
Okay, so you have $1,000 daily limit and
$7,500 monthly limit.
And nothing personal.
No, this is by guidelines by the district. You have guidelines. This is only for an emergency. So say I'm doing a purchase order. The purchase order takes a minute to become a purchase order, and then for the vendor to send it to me. So this is a purchase order that I'm dealing with right now.
This way.
I have to post the goods receipt. So this purchase order became a purchase order. It took it a week to become a purchase order. So the district is asking me for an invoice, but I don't have the invoice. This is a totally different situation. But whenever it comes to purchase order, it takes a minute. When you order from the system, which is SAP, it doesn't become a PO immediately. It takes like 3 or 4 days. Then the vendor gets it. Then the vendor sends us the goods. So that's like a week or 2 weeks that you're looking to receive your goods. So another option for the district, say your principal says, Miss Burr, can you go pick up a pack of these nice black pens? She wants these pens like today, not tomorrow, or in a week or 2. So that's when this kicks in, the Pro Card. So I take my Pro Card and I go to Office Depot, which is the vendor for the district, and I go buy the nice little pens. So she says she wants 1,000 pens, I go buy 1,000 pens. As long as I don't spend no more than 1,000. If I spend more than 1,000, I get a nice little email by the district saying I get a slap in the hand the first time. Strike number 2, they suspend my Pro Card. Strike number 3, they take all of our cards in the school, which is me, Miss Walton, and Miss Harris.
Okay, cool. Okay, well, let me ask this one final question that I guess can work with transportation and human resources. What kind of strengths or weaknesses do you see with technology in your department?
I don't see no weakness in tech. Well, updates.
Okay, so getting updates. So
Getting updates, because you have to call the district. Sometimes you can't just do an update because we're blocked with so many sites that we can go to. So you have to call the help desk, and they tell us we have to do an email, do a ticket. Then nobody comes out and does an update because of all the blocking that they have. So you really can't update it by yourself.
Okay. Well, Ms. Barrera, I want to thank you very much for your time and you contributing to my overall knowledge base of certain jobs that are handled in the school with personnel regarding use of technology to manage that department. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Sorry about the transportation issue.
It's okay. I mean, it was good knowledge. It's something that I'll have to face, I'm sure, as a principal dealing with transportation. Thank you. Okay, I'm here with Ms. Velma Thomas, Sims Clerk 3 with 8 years experience here at Thomas Middle School to talk to me about PEEMS and how PEEMS and technology are used to enhance the overall effect of technology at the school here at Albert Thomas. So, thank you, Ms. Thomas, for taking your time out with me.
Well, it's certainly my pleasure.
Let me ask you a question. What type of technology do you use here in your department with PEEMS? Well, first of all, what is PEEMS?
Well, PEEMS is an information system. It composes of data, information received by TEA. It consists of educational information for student demographics, academic performances, personnel, finances, and organizational information. Okay, so with PEEMS, that data is put into a database and it helps to track students. That's what you're saying? Okay. Now with tracking students, how does that work with students that we're missing, like dropouts, or students who are supposed to enroll and we have a list and they don't enroll? Correct. Yes, we go through PEEMS and we can tell whether or not a student is enrolled in any Texas campus. Also, it helps other campuses that say like in other districts. They can also look in PEEMS and tell if they're enrolled in HISD. Okay. Okay. Cool. Well, that's one of the things I always wondered about as far as dropouts. How we're able to track a child in the state. If it was there some kind of database that all the schools would connect. I just didn't know. I didn't know that HISD was connected to maybe the same system that Fort Bend ISD. Oh, most definitely. And A-Leaf or Spring or Humble. I didn't know they shared a database. Oh, yes. We all on that same. So PEEMS is a shared database? Yes. Okay. Yes. By the state of Texas. Okay. Yes. Very good. All right. So with working with PEEMS, to what degree would you say that you should be knowledgeable or proficient working with that system? With PEEMS? Yes. I would say 100%. Okay. All right. Well, let me ask you, how do you use technology here in your department alone? What exactly do you do with technology with PEEMS and as a clerk here? Okay, let me see if I quite understand the question. Okay, yes, to answer your question, no, there is no additional technology. I mean, all the districts and HISD truly rely on PEEMS. Okay, and can PEEMS be accessed from the home? No. Okay, so it's a proprietary, so you have to be on campus. Yes, I mean, it's a secure database. Okay. Very secure. Okay, so you must be in a home site, a school site, in order to log into PEEMS. And plus you have to take classes. Okay. And they will grade you on the class. Mm-hmm. Well, that would actually lead to my next question about being knowledgeable and proficient with the technology. So there are classes you have to take, yes, and you have to have so much be so proficient, yes, in order to get certified. Yes. Okay, so there's a certification process. Yes. Okay. All right. And how long does that certification process take? Is it a summer long class, 6 weeks? I would say about 6 weeks. Okay, 6 weeks class. Okay. Mm-hmm. So about technology, is technology your biggest crutch? Is it the basis of your job here at Thomas? Yes. Okay. Yes. Just one simple answer. Yes. If this computer shuts down right now. I mean, if this computer shut down right now, mm-hmm, I would probably never ever find a student. So technology obviously plays a very important role in your department. Okay. Now, how about student services? What does PEEMS, as far as PEEMS, your PEEMS clerk, you log into PEEMS, what does that do for student services? What I mean by that is, how does your logging into PEEMS and the data you put in, how does that affect the students here at Albert Thomas? For instance, budget, data. I mean, what is it that? Let me try and rephrase that. How does you use technology here, and how does it best meet the needs of the students with PEEMS? Meet the needs of the students. Okay, every year when school begins, usually in August, mm-hmm, we have a date what we call a snapshot, and this means whereas students come in and to enroll, mm-hmm, and and they have this certain date. Well, HISD have a certain date that they must have a certain amount of kids enrolled in order to receive money through TEA.
Okay.
And usually each student would get probably about $9,000 each
Campus?
each campus, yes.
Okay, so
would
each
get.
student is worth about $9,000.
Mhm.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay. So for our campus, what would be our snapshot date? What date does the official count?
Well, usually it ends October 31st.
Okay. Okay, so that day, the school, we take all the students, put them in the auditorium, we do an official count
Right.
of live
Official
bodies.
Live body.
Okay, live body.
count.
Okay. All right, and so with that count, what if our numbers are off? What happens if we don't have the numbers that we're supposed to, a projected quota? What if we miss our projected quota?
Okay, good question. Now, if usually in the summertime, the principal would set a quota like 500 students
Okay.
per year.
Okay.
Okay, and then TEA will receive this information, and then they will pay at the end of the year after the snapshot the amount of kids that we have. So say, for instance, that if we don't meet the quota,
Okay.
then we have to pay this money back. If TA give us additional $500, or say if we have 501 students, and if we get $499, we got to give all that money back. We have to give it all back.
Okay, so you have the difference?
Right.
Okay, so if Dr. Campbell says we're gonna have 500 kids, but we only have $499, then whatever the balance is of that missing kid,
Right.
we have to refund.
Right.
Okay, now here's an interesting question that I like to add. What about the kids who come in after snapshot date? Does any monies transfer from the campus to the new campus?
No. Unfortunately, no.
Really? That's so interesting because I believe that our trend here has been to receive a lot of students after the snapshot date.
We have, and it's very unfortunate that we don't. And I mean, it's been a continuous problem because of that fact. Because principals knows that doing snapshot, you can get funded, but they will kind of say, for instance, if a child get in trouble, instead of the money coming to the campus where the child is going, that campus will keep the money. And that's very unfortunate.
So maybe one of the things that should happen is the district maybe should, or TEA should take that into consideration and maybe do an additional snapshot date to, I guess, to check and verify that the number of students are still at that campus.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Either make sure that if a child gets in trouble, do after snapshot, after they have received the money, at least transfer the money to the next campus. I think that would be fair.
That sounds like an interesting program. Maybe that'll be something that I could maybe get with Dr. Campbell and maybe work out some kind of submission to TEA to make sure that there's fairness and equity with our student funding.
Yes.
Okay. Well, so you answered the question about technology and how it affects our learning. By you entering data, we get funding from that data that you enter.
Right.
Quick question, strengths and weakness about the technology. I guess you answered that question by saying that you can only a strength and a weakness. It's a strength that you can log in it's a secure database.
Most definitely.
But I think, like you said, the weakness would be you can't log in if you had to log in remotely. Let's say you were off campus and or you're called away from campus, or maybe you take a sick day or a vacation day. If you need to log in any additional information that maybe you forgot to log in, or Dr. Campbell needs your assistance with something, that you're not able to log in from home through a secure site.
No.
So there's no way to log in. You have to be on campus, on site.
Correct.
Okay. Wow. Well, Ms. Thomas, you definitely enhanced my knowledge base about PEEMS and the use of data and how your tracking of data goes into the overall well-being of a campus. Those monies definitely help to support the campus by providing our teacher funds based off of that too. How the Dr. Campbell is able to employ teachers for the campus?
Yes.
Okay, that's very interesting. All right. Well, Ms. Thomas, thank you very much for your time. I really appreciate it.
You are certainly welcome. My pleasure.
You have a good evening. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Mm-hmm.